grounding stance position. So we'll go a little bit wider on the feet. We'll go about shoulder width, and we're going to give a little bit of give in the knees. So we are going to go into a little bit of a flexion at the knees, so we can really feel nice and strong through the legs. And just take a moment to get balanced. Nice and tall through the spine. Feel that energy moving upwards through the spine, as well as being connected and grounded and stable through the feet, through the lower body. Let's just get the energy flowing. We just bring the arms up. Nice big circle. And then lower into the body. Big circle. Let the whole body move with the movement, so just move the body as you feel comfortable. Really visualize just gathering all that energy from around you and actually bringing it into the body. And if it's comfortable, just breathe with the movement. So no changing the volume of breath, but just breathe in as you reach up and gather energy. Breathe out as you bring in that into the body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember the difference between a big breath and a deep breath. So I'm not going, I'm just breathing deep, but just the right volume of air that I need. And I'm just slowing that exhale as I breathe out. Let's do 2 more. Or just breathe comfortably however you feel. And then just let the arms come to rest at the side of the body. Bring the feet together. We'll give the hands a little bit of a rub. Let's warm ourselves up. It's a bit cold in here, isn't it? Hands a bit of a rub. Wrists a bit of a shake. And a little bit of vibration through the heels. Vibration is good for the body. Vibration is better than stretching. Good. And then back to balance. Move around a little bit if you need to. Find that sweet spot, window of balance, center of gravity of the pelvis, rib cage, head. We're about fist width apart now with the feet. Arm movement as the arms come up, but as the arms come up, the knee comes up, and then slowly back down. No rush down, no quick. So it's easy to do this. Anybody can do that. Really easy to do it quick. It's all about slowing the movement and coordinating the movement. So as you come down, slow. This is the challenging bit. Slow, 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 slow. Transfer the weight, stabilize on the other side. It's all about the balance. Watch that you're not leaning forwards or backwards. Soft elbows. Soft arms. Think of that combination of strength. So you really need that strength through the hip, through the upper body, through the spine. But you can have that softness of the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, and the coordination. Balance. And then just take a little rest there. It is quite warm. We're doing slow movements, but if you do start to feel a little bit lightheaded, If you do need to take a drink, if you do need to take a break, do so, because although we're doing slow movements, we're using the big muscle group, so there's a lot of work going on. We'll do that one once more. A really nice little visualization as you are doing that, rather than thinking of contracting and pulling the hip up and closing this space in the hip. Before you lift the knee, visualize the femur, the leg bone in the hip, actually dropping down. So it's actually the knee that's lifting. So you're actually getting length through the spine and through the hip. So we're not closing up here, we're dropping, we're releasing that hip, and the knee is lifting. So actually you're lengthening through the spine rather than compressing through the spine. Let's just have a little go at that with that visualization. So find your balance. Let's start on whichever leg you want to start on. Stabilize. And then that hip is free. And slowly down. Stabilize first, so be strong and stable, and then feel that freedom in the hip. And it might feel different side to side. I certainly feel a different side to side. So the hip isn't dropping. I'm not dropping that hip down. I'm dropping the bone in the leg down, if that makes sense. Stabilize. Balance, 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 balance. Let's do one more each side. Think strength, where you need the strength, and think softness, where you can let go and keep softness in the body. That will make the movement very strong and powerful. Good, shake out the legs. We're going to go back into our wide position, our wide leg position. We're going to give a little bit of a squat down, and I'll just show you from the side. We're just going to hinge with the hips. So I'm not going into a deep squat, I'm keeping that neutral spine there, and I'm just going to hinge the upper body forwards. So it's almost like you've got a balloon on your tailbone, and it's just lifting towards the sky. So this is great for the glutes. Again, just go to, if you get to there, that's fine. If you get to there and then start doing that, that's not what we're looking for in this particular practice. So keep that neutral spine, legs soft. You should feel that nice length through the back of the legs. Keep the feet connected to the ground. Just tilt that upper body forwards. Do whatever you want to do with the arms. You could reach forwards if you want to reach forward. You could reach down if you want to reach down. But just keep that spine fairly neutral. So we're just hinging at the hips. Keep going on that. Again, really take your time to keep the movement slow. Slowing the movement really gives us a chance to create all those neurological connections through the body, and also gives us time to body sense. If you think, oh, I'm a little bit tight there, I'm a little bit tight here. And again, I'm not necessarily counting reps, it's just going with feel. Obviously reps are good when you're doing particular practice, or if you want a really structured program, then that's fine. But for this particular session, we're just going with feel and going with breath. If we get out of breath, you stop. Couple more. Just nice and easy, no strain. Go to the point, almost like go to the edge where you feel that length and it feels really good, but you're not going pushing that. Good, you're just hinging from the hips. And then come back up to standing and shake the legs out again. Everybody okay? Take a drink if you need a drink, because it is really muggy and it is really, really warm. And although it seems as if we've just done a few little things, you've done quite a lot of work there. Okay. Next bit. I'll show you from the side again. So we're going to do similar, but add a little bit of extra balance challenge on that. So this time we're only going to do it on one leg. So you're going to stabilize on, I'm stabilizing on the right side. So let's stabilize on that right leg. You get that little bit of a angle through the knee. So you're going into sort of like an eighth of a squat there. You're going to tilt your upper body forwards, keeping that spine neutral. And as you do that, you're going to reach back with that back leg and lower a little bit. And it's almost like sliding that back leg along the floor. Then you're going to come up to standing. Then you're going to hinge, keeping that neutral spine, reach that back leg back. And then, so this is going to be really burning on the hips. If it's too much, stop. If it's too much, just do a little bit. Just do that little bit. Again, it's not about pushing or forcing or straining anything. The golden rule with all of these practices that we're doing at the minute is that if the breath changes, or if you start to hold the breath, you've gone too far for what we're wanting to achieve with this particular practice. Hinge, it's almost like you've got a little balloon lifting the sternum, reach back. My hip is really, really burning now in a very good way. If it's too much, just stop, reach back, come back up, take a breather, shake your leg out. The other thing to be aware of when we're doing these balances, obviously your foot, because your foot is in connection to the ground. So there's a point in Tai Chi that is underneath the ball of the big toe there, so in the ball of the foot there, and that point in Tai Chi is called your bubbling spring. And if you connect that to the ground, it's a really good way of drawing energy from the ground. So even just try it. If you're just rocking on the side of the foot, it's really, really difficult to balance if you're just on the side of the foot. If you actually connect that bubbling spring to the ground, it's a bit like if you had a hammer and you're hammering with your hand and you took your thumb off. It's really difficult. If you put your thumb on, suddenly you get that power through the whole movement. That's the same thing. So really, we'll do that again. We'll do it on the other side. So if we did it on the right leg, we'll do it on the left side. Connect that point of the foot. So just focus on the foot, don't focus on the hip. Neutral spine, a little bit of a give. Connect that foot through the ground. Angle, reach back, come back up. It's a bit like a nodding dog in the back of a car. So the leg gives a little bit, reach back, extend that back leg if you're comfortable with that. So it's just like you're sliding that trail leg on the floor. If you want to use your hands, you could reach, or as he falls over. Don't use your hands. If you want to use your hands, you could reach forwards and then come up. And neutral, neutral, neutral. Tailbone floating towards the sky. Let's do a couple more, just so you feel it working but not straining. Again, if the breathing changes, you stop. Connect the foot to the ground. Really focus on that bubbling spring, really stable, grounded, and then come back up. Just a few of those really get these hips working and get the glutes working. Let's just stand and rock side to side just to ease them out a little bit. Should feel quite nice. Use this as a rest. Let's bring in a little bit of rotation. So as you land on the right shoulder comes forwards, left. So it's like as if you're going for a walk, but you've got straight legs. Your legs can't bend your legs. And then shake the legs out. Grab a drink if you need a drink again. If everybody's all right, we will continue on. So if you're on a mat, go towards the end of your mat. So we'll put this reach back in with the practice that we did last week when we did that split squat or that lunge. So we're going to stabilize on our right side of the body, soften the knee, hinge back so you're reaching back. That upper body tilts forwards at this point, keeping the neutral spine. Pop the ball of the foot on the back of the floor, not on the back of the floor, on the floor, and then you're going to tilt your upper body so you bring it upright. So you're really working, I'm just going to show you from the other side actually so you can see the hip. So when you come upright, you will feel as if you are tucking the pelvis here, but actually you're not, you're still maintaining that neutral spine. You'll get that nice lengthening through this hip. We're going to have a slight rotation of this upper body over that front leg. So very, very slightly, if I show you from the front, you're there, you're balanced, and it's that. It's not a big rotation. The spine is long, and you just rotate a little bit over that front leg. When you're there, you're balanced, you just lower that back knee, and then you drive back up. So now, keep lifted and lengthened, you're lowering, and you're driving up. So you're balanced, lowering, and you're driving up. So keep that upper body upright. Lower should be a nice opening or lengthening of that front hip, that open hip. Lower, come back up. Least amount of work with the upper body to balance. Keep those arms just relaxed. Lower, come back up. Stabilize now on that front leg. Shift your center of gravity forwards and step forwards. So again, we're not throwing ourselves forwards. That should be hard work. If it's not hard work, you're not doing it right. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out. And we'll go on the other side. I'll do it this way around. So first of all, stabilize on that support leg. Little bit of a give. Hinge forward so you're keeping that neutral spine, so it gives you that space to step back. Once you've hinged forwards, bring that upper body back and upright. Nice and tall. Slight tuck of the pelvis here. When you're balanced and stable and strong, lower and come back up. So that spine and the upper body stays upright, lower and come back up, lower and come back up. Keep that energy going up through the spine, lower and come back up, lower, come back up, lower. Use the legs, drive, use your bubbling spring, use whatever you need. As long as you're not straining, as long as you're not getting out of breath. Stop at the top. Really focus on this stabilizing leg. Shift your gravity, shift your center of gravity forwards. Step onto that stabilizing leg. Give your legs a bit of a shake out. You should really feel now as if you've done a lot of work with the hips, with the glutes, which is great. Give your hands a little bit of a rub. Give the wrists a bit of a shake. Give the legs a bit of a shake. Grab some water if you need some water. And then we'll just do That again into going onto the ground that we've done in the Turkish get-up. I'll go this way first. Everybody okay? Everybody ready? So let's stabilize on the left side first. But now the difference is we're going to reach up with that left arm as well. So you've got your fist above you. The focus, so this makes it more challenging from a balance point of view because your focus is on the wrist. Imagine you had a really heavy weight up there. You wouldn't want that dropping on your head. So the focus is on the wrist. You're going to stabilize on that left side. So you're stabilizing through this whole left side of the body. You're going to balance. You're going to tilt slightly forwards. Now obviously you can't go too far forwards, otherwise you'd tip too far forwards there. So you're going to tilt slightly forwards, keeping that neutral spine. You're going to step back. You're then going to come more upright and tuck the pelvis. You're going to lower that knee. And now actually the easy bit is you can pop the knee on the ground. If you've got any issues with your knees, if this hurts the knee, then just stop at that point. I don't want any problems with people's knees. So now you've got the knee on the ground, what you can do is bring this right ankle through. So it's almost like you windscreen wipering that right ankle. So you're opening up this right hip. You're still keeping your focus on your hand there. You're going to reach down to the ground. So you're nice and strong through that right arm, shoulders, left shoulder. Nice and strong through there. When you're strong through there, use this connection of the right arm, left foot, just to swing that leg through. Place safely on the ground, and I've got my mic pack in the back there. Place safely on the ground. When you're safely on the ground, come down to the elbow. When you're safely on the elbow, just roll your spine down, 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 down. Lots of nice crunching there. And then bring the arm to the side. Give yourself a moment there. It's amazing how different, when it's quite humid, the intensity of that exercise really makes a difference. When you are ready, we'll do the other side. So come up onto the other side. All good? All right? Just do one more on this side. So we're going to stabilize now on the right side of the body. Our right hand, our right arm goes up. Make sure this right shoulder is nice and strong. Looking at the right fist. Stabilize on that right leg. Reach back with the left. Balance. I nearly fell over then. Lower the knee. Knee in contact with the ground. Windscreen wiper that left ankle back, so you're opening up the hips there. Got the hips nice and open. Reach down so you're strong through the shoulders. Really strong through the shoulders. Watching this right wrist. Stabilize. Slide that leg through safely. Place on the ground. Elbow on the ground. Roll. And rest. Just going to move my mic pack. Lengthen the spine out. Get that base of the skull just connected to the ground so you can really create that nice long spine. Let the hips, you've done a lot of work around the hips and the glutes. So let the hips just relax. Let gravity just pull you into the ground. Use the ground to really feel gravity doing the work, and you're not having to do anything, so you can just let go and relax. Just make sure the lips are lightly together. And the tongue is resting gently on the roof of your mouth. And we'll just bring your attention to the breath. Just noticing. So firstly, you'll notice it's a really good place within the nostrils. So it's a really easy physical sensation to notice that slightly cooler air, if there's any cooler air around at the minute, coming in through the nose. So just tune in with the breath in and out of the nostrils, and just allow the breath to come. So we're not controlling anything, you're just noticing. Now you're just giving yourself some time to let the breath calm. Let the heart rate come back to more of a resting heart rate. We've done a lot of work in a short space of time. So notice the smooth, soft, calm, easy, rhythmical breathing. Just allow it to settle, to calm. And with each out breath, just allow yourself to soften even more into the ground. So just let go. Notice any places of any unnecessary tension or excess stress and strain. Could be in your toes, could be in your fingers. Just be aware of any areas where you feel excess stress and strain, and just let go. And just let the breath calm, soften. And then just bring your attention to your feet and your toes. And now we're just going to give them a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of movement in the toes. And then bring your focus to the fingers, and if they're touching the floor, you can just drum them a little bit on the floor, give them a little bit of a wiggle, just to create some movement in the fingers and the arms. Give maybe your tongue a little work around the mouth, move the jaw around a bit, open the eyes wide, maybe open the mouth wide, and then relax the face. And slowly, 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 in your own time, you can just bring your feet to standing, and then you can just drop the knees to one side, whichever side you prefer. Bring your arms around. Take your time to come up to sitting. I'm all knotted up with my wires here. And just give yourself a moment again just to let the head balance on top of the spine. And we will finish there. A lot of work there, really good session. Any questions, again, this will go on the training portal so you can watch it back if you've got any questions. Drop some questions on there, any comments on there are much appreciated. As I said, tomorrow we've got the free lunch and learn at 1 o'clock. That's on the website as well. I'll put the link in the email I send as well, just so you've got that. It's Phil Young and Julie Todd who will be showing you a little bit more about balance the foot and stuff like that. So that's a conversation. It's not a class, it's a webinar. It's for you to ask questions to myself and to the both of them then. So you can join that tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You know the drill. Next Tuesday, if you're doing the Get Focused workshop, where we're really focusing on the breath, the class, and then same time next Wednesday. Hopefully you can all get up off the floor now. I hope I can get up off the floor. Thanks very much for your time. Have a great day. Keep cool, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.